What's good? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfella talking about Billy Joe Saunders calling Canelo Alvarez a cheater for getting popped, clean a ball, whatever it was. The performance-enhancing drug Canelo got caught for, and he's getting a lot of support from the WBA, the WBC, Eric Morales, Francisco Vargas, who got popped for that in California way back when. And, you know, Billy Joe Saunders talking cash shit, but he's standing next to one of the biggest cheaters in the game. Tyson Fury. The same excuse he used that the cyclists used was that he ate contaminated boar. And Canelo said he ate contaminated meat, and he had several Mexicans that claim that claim that as well. And but Billy Joe Saunders is not saying nothing about Tyson Fury. He's a known cheater. He got popped. He got caught. You know, people say, oh, you know, it was only cocaine. No, he used cocaine to kind of mask the issue. You know, he got popped for a performance-enhancing drug. Said he ate wild boar. Get the hell out of here. The UKAD backdated his suspension. So the 2 years that he was out of the sport of boxing, that was served at his suspension. That's what backdated mean. He got popped, and basically he tried to use cocaine and trying to, you know, run from the situation, saying he retired, he don't want to fight no more, to kind of mask up the situation that he got popped. You know, he tested dirty. He got popped. He got disciplined for what he did, for the performance and drug he did. People say, oh, it was just cocaine. No, it wasn't. He got popped for cocaine after the Vladimir Klitschko fight. He got popped for whatever performance enhancing drug he got popped with before the Vladimir Klitschko fight. And that's the fishy thing about that shit. They let him fight Vladimir Klitschko knowing that he had tested positive for performance-enhancing drug. And then after the Klitschko fight, he started going on cocaine and started acting crazy and wild because he knew he was going to get popped and they was closing in on him, you know. And they knew that it was some bullshit. They know that he cheated. They know he took performance-enhancing drug. The interview I heard with him saying that everybody basically take performance-enhancing drugs. Like, come on, man. So Billy Joe Saunders, you know, he been throwing some shots like, oh, Deontay Wilder's a racist. What about all the crazy things that Tyson Fury has said, you know, over the period of his career? It's like Billy Joe Saunders just want to be in the spotlight. At the end of the day, I mean, the guy that you hang around with, you know, in Tyson Fury, you know, he's a cheater. You know, he using the same excuse that Canelo using. So I mean, you know, where is you coming from? You know, I mean, you buying Tyson Fury excuse, a guy that went out his way to go sniff cocaine just to act like he was crazy and avoid a Vladimir Klitschko rematch. You know, because he knew he was dirty. He knew he was dirty. Klitschko should sue the UKAD for allowing Tyson Fury to fight, knowing that he had tested positive performance enhancing drug. That's bullshit. You know, but Billy Joe Saunders ain't talking about that. You want to throw a rock when your house is made of pure glass. You know, and at the end of the day, you know, he can't say shit about Canelo Alvarez. You know, Billy, your boy Tyson Fury, your ace boom coon, you know, he got popped. You know, you ain't saying shit about that. You know, it was a known fact that he took the 2-year suspension and tried to act like he crazy, sniff cocaine to mask the fact that he was a dope peddler. He's a user and abuser. So we're gonna talk cash shit about Canelo Alvarez. Talk cash shit about the cheater you standing behind, the biggest fraud in the game, Tyson Fury. You know, and at the end of the day, you know, this dude went out of his way to get fat and blown up, and now he done had 2 years off, and he ain't had no cash flow coming in. Now he needs some money, and then, you know, he's ready to jump back in the game. You know, at the end of the day, I believe Canelo's story more than I believe Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury went out of his way to make people believe that he was innocent by going to add on drugs on top of drugs. No, he beat Klitschko, and then he avoided the rematch. He was like, oh, why are you avoiding the rematch? Why are you avoiding the rematch? Because 6 months before that, they already knew that he tested positive performance enhancing drug. You did, and then he go sniff some cocaine and act like he partying. The reason he was partying and acting all excited like that after the Klitschko win, he was avoiding the rematch because he knew the walls was gonna cave in on him, and he played the card right. He played it where, you know, he had a good PR team. You know, you go do some cocaine and act like the cocaine was the issue, and people forget about the performance-enhancing drug, and then we'll just go back and forth with UKD for 2 years, and then, you know, that'll be our suspension, our 2 years, and then, you know, we'll come back, get in shape, and do it. I mean, it was a perfect PR move. No, he's a fraud. He's an PD user and abuser. He ain't no different from Canelo Alvarez. He got the same story, ate some meat, got it. But why does Billy Joe Saunders believe in Tyson Fury more than he believe in Canelo Alvarez? When Tyson Fury, other than Huey Fury, was the only person to eat wild boar or eat the meat over in Europe and get popped for PEDs. You feel me? You know, it's several Mexicans that got popped for the PEDs as well. You got Francisco Vargas that got it through the meat, allegedly, and the California State Athletic Commission gave him a temporary license. Luis Nery going through the same thing. I wonder how many other Mexican citizens that got popped for performance and had some drugs as well, or got popped for clinabol being in the meat, because it was used in the meat. It was banned in the meat in Europe in 91. It's banned in 96 in the United States in the meat. So, I mean, you know, they use the meat to lean the meat out and cut the fat of the meat. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, what the fuck is wild boar? You know, them motherfuckers probably never even, you know, really don't even eat wild boar for real. That was just the excuse they used. It was the same excuse the cyclists used and try to get out. He still got popped. Tyson Fury still got popped. So Billy Joe Saunders shouldn't be saying shit about Canelo Alvarez being a cheater when you rubbing shoulders with one of the biggest frauds in heavyweight history and his cheating ass and his dope using ass. Man, they can miss me with that. I defend Canelo on that end for sure. 100, 10 toes down. We gone.